Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So as you can see what's in front of me, today's video is going through my son's newborn box that we have gathered up through the months. So I won't do too much talking, let's get into this video. So the first item we have here is just a teddy bear that was given to me by my auntie. So it is a little blue bunny that Hunter got when he was born. Now, the only reason why I've kept it in the box was because I just don't want him to have it just yet. And to be honest, I actually completely forgot about it because it was sitting in my partner's car. So I think, considering he hasn't seen it since he was born, I'm gonna just leave it in the box and just keep it as a gift for memory. Now with this big box, which has got everything in it, let's open it up and go down memory lane. Now first off, on the top we've just got some blankets, well, some flannels with his name on it, and this, which is his Dumbo blanket, which was actually never used, but I'm just keeping it as a memory, which I don't know why, but he's got plenty of blankets, that's why I've decided to put this one away. So yeah, then he got some tea towels, or they were meant to be bigger, but my mum accidentally got the wrong size. But that's what they look like, and they've got his name on it, so she got 2 of those. And yeah, we've not used them, we're just keeping them as a gift, really. I know there's a word for it, but yeah, I don't know what word it is. Now, this here wasn't actually the nappy that he wore, but potentially he could have if he was born at 36 weeks, because he was showing on the small side. And yeah, we got given a nappy to show how small our baby would have possibly been if he was born at that gestation. So yeah, that's how small the nappy was. So looking at that, it is very yeah, not emotional. It is obviously emotional, but in a way it's more a shock if my kid was in that size nappy. Like, I know there's other families out there that have possibly seen their kid in this size, so yeah, but for me it was definitely a surprise. But thankfully my kid, well, my child was in the newborn nappies when he was born, thankfully. Now we're up to clothing. Now I won't show all the clothes because there's just so many clothes in here. But yeah, we've just got all of his little clothes. I remember buying this one when he was born. It is just a little fox outfit, which I've actually got a photo of him wearing it, but I will not be showing it just due to his face being on social media, which I do have his face on other platforms, but YouTube, I don't really want his face being shown on. Now this outfit here was, he actually never got to wear this one, but I still put it in the box no matter what, just in case if we do have a future baby, then at least that baby gets to wear it. But this one is I Love My Mummy, so there's that one. Then we've got milestone cards. Now these ones were the ones he was going to be using, but because I got given other milestone cards, I've just been using them. And to be honest, I don't really want to be using 2 sets of milestone cards, because if I'm already using one, I want to use the same one still. So these ones here will be for when next baby comes, because I'll be using those ones. This little outfit here was a 3-piece, because it came with a hat. So this was basically one of his first outfits that he wore, and his little beanie, which is just so cute. So yeah, just more outfits. So I'm gonna kind of skip through this because yeah, there's just so many outfits. This one here is a newborn outfit. Like this one here would probably still fit him, but we just decided to put it away because, yeah, unfortunately he will not really get to wear much summer outfits because by the time it's next summer, he will be a bit bigger and, yeah, it will be overgrown, obviously, so he'll be in a lot bigger clothing. Now this one here, he also didn't unfortunately get to wear, as we got this in the wrong season, so next baby will get to wear that one, obviously. Same as this one, so we've just kept it for baby number 2. So yeah guys, I'm going to skip the baby clothes because there's just too many, and I'll see you when all the clothes are out. Alright, after organising and taking all the clothes off, we are now down to a couple more items which I would like to show you. So probably not necessary, but it's up to me. I'm just keeping my breast pads that I had because I feel like when we do have another baby, they may be useful, but there's just more breast pads. Then there's another blanket that I was given. Now, I didn't want to use this one because I have a past trauma with knitted stuff. Like, I know this is not like a knitted material, but I just panic that his little fingers or either a toe will get caught in it, and I just don't want to wake up to his toe almost falling off or his finger. So yeah, now I've put away his first burp cloths because, yeah, I remember back when I was breastfeeding him and these were my best friends. I was using these like no tomorrow, especially if we didn't have any bibs close by. It was just flick it over the shoulder, and yeah, it was the best of my friend forever. Now I've quickly got to go put my son's dummy in his mouth because he is just right there. I am watching him as I am recording, so I just need to quickly put his dummy in and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. He's got his dummy in. He is all happy. Now back to going through the box. So yeah, as I was saying about this, these were my best friends. So I thought, stop using them once I stopped breastfeeding, and I put them away as a memory of my burp cloths that I used for when I was breastfeeding. So I've also put in his memory box, my best friend, aka my breast pump. Now this one actually came in handy, but I unfortunately got given it when my milk started slowing down. So when I did start using this, I wasn't getting enough pumped out, so yeah, I decided to stop using it, and then probably breastfed for less than, not even an extra maybe 2.5 weeks, and then unfortunately my milk went away. So this would have been handy if I brought it at the beginning when I had started like getting breast milk, but it was still amazing to experience and use this, so I thought, why not keep it instead of getting rid of it? So yeah, I thought, why not? So yeah, so this was my second breast pump that I got given to me. My first breast pump was the Tommee Tippee one, which is just a manual breast pump. Why do I keep saying best? Anywho, this was my first breast pump that I brought. I actually managed to get a decent amount of breast milk when I was using this one, because obviously I used this one after he was born. So this one came sort of handy, but it was just very hard because obviously it was a manual one. So yeah, it felt like I was doing pretty much a hand workout during this one. So that's why I wish I had the Nuck one. But yeah, so for future reference, if I want to use a breast pump, I'm definitely going to go with the Nuck one, not the Tommee Tippee. But I was still thankful that I had this because yeah, it was definitely a relief. Just a pack of hat and mittens, still in the package because he unfortunately didn't get to use these because yeah, they went walkies after we brought them, and yeah, so now he doesn't fit them. So yeah, I mean the mittens would still fit him, but I'm just gonna leave it because he's got enough mittens anyway. So I just thought, why not leave it in the box anyway. Another thing I'm keeping is my breast milk holders, or whatever they are, like packaging or storers or collection, sorry. Keeping these for memories, as I used to use these and I used to get a good amount when I was pumping. So yeah, I thought, why not keep them? Even if I do have another baby, I can still buy more if need to be. But yeah, don't know what I'll do when I have my next baby, but I know for a fact I'll be keeping majority of this anyway. Alright, this just goes with the NUC thing, so yeah, don't really have to mention anything about that. So yeah, here are the milestone cards that he's already used. So we've got 2 months old, 1 month old. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use the 1 week, and I've just arrived, as we didn't have these at the time when, well, I had this one at 2 weeks old when we were back here, but the I've arrived one, I didn't have that as we were in Adelaide, which is another story, which I'll explain that one. But yeah, so his milestone cards that he's already used will be going in his memory box, which reminds me I've actually got to put his 3-month one in. So yeah, whatever milestone he's at, I always put in this box anyway afterwards. But yeah, anywho, on to the next item. Oh my god, his first beanie. So he was actually given 2 beanies. He was given this one, but it didn't go on his head. But then he was given this one, so he kind of fit this one overnight, but then obviously his head grew a little bit. So yeah, so this one was basically his first beanie, and that is tiny as, so that's like my size of my hand. And then this one here, he basically wore the next day when his head grew a little bit bigger. So that's that one. So like, you compare those ones together, you can tell obviously the green one's bigger. That's crazy. Then we've got just his first dummy that he was given at the hospital, even though we did pack our own dummies. But when he was in the NICU, they had no dummies, so they gave him that one, so then he could have something overnight to suck on. Here's his other dummy that we had packed in the bag, but he didn't really take it. It was one of his Tommy Tippy ones. We started noticing very quickly that he was more a NUC kid, so yeah, he liked his NUC. Here's his first blanket, which actually still has a bit of his blood on it, so I haven't actually washed this blanket because I didn't want to wash it, as it still has his smell on it. And yeah, it's just amazing what things can happen in such a small time. Like, my little baby was wrapped in this blanket, so it's just a special moment to not wash it. Like, you see other people that haven't washed their blankets, so yeah, it's definitely something that I'll be definitely doing with all my other kids when I do have future children. So yeah, I actually got like heaps of these blankets. I took them like no tomorrow. Like, obviously I asked without just taking them, because I wouldn't do that, because that's just wrong. So yeah, I obviously asked and they said yeah, it was fine to take. I had like maybe 10 hospital blankets maybe. So this was obviously the one that was going in the box, because obviously it had just this little bit of blood on it. So yeah, it obviously means a lot to me to have my son's blanket with his first blood basically on it. So yeah. Then we've got all of his cards from when he was born and from the baby shower. So we've got your baby son has arrived. This one was from my neighbor across the road. She is lovely, by the way. So yep, this one's from my neighbor. And then this one is from my baby shower. On your baby shower, moonbeams and day beans, or daydreams, sorry, so moon dreams. Sorry, I cannot read. So this one was from Isabel and Chantel. So this is one of my auntie's friends. I don't know who they were. I can't remember a lot of people. This one was congratulate on your new baby boy. So this one was from my auntie Vic. That was also from my baby shower, actually, sorry. On your baby shower, so this one. That's from Joan, so my auntie Vic's mum. Then there's congratulations on the new addition to your family. This one's from my auntie Jo and the family. Baby boy. This one's from Mark and Deb. So that was a family friend of ours. Well, was a family friend. Sorry, my partner's computer's going off behind me. This one is from my auntie Vic again and Nadia. And then this one is a baby shower. And this one is from my nan and pop. So there are all of his cards. I will be also collecting his birthday cards as well when we get to there. So that will be exciting, as my nan also did this with me. Well, my mum and nan did this with me. Then I've just got all of his photos that I printed off. So we've got photos of him as a newborn, so obviously my hand is there to cover him, but there's photos of us. Then there's photos of him with his milestones. Won't be showing that one. So yeah, there's those ones. Now, don't mind the sounds in the background. He is just trying to fight sleep at the moment, so I do apologize on the noise. Alright guys, I'm going to quickly check on him because yeah, this is a little more than I expect. He normally fights sleep, but this is more. Alright guys, I got him somewhat settled. He is calm at the minute, so hopefully I can get through to the end and I can try and get him to sleep, because at the moment he is fighting sleep. So don't bag me down on this one, because my son is not asleep at the minute. He has been a bit sick, so his sleep schedule is a bit off, but I promise you I'm doing the best I can. But anywho, so yeah, I've got photos of him. Then I've got my partner bathing him. As I said, I'm not showing photos obviously of him. Then I've got one of him when he was way little, like I would say in this photo he was possibly a month old, I think. Yep, sorry, so yep, a month old. So that's how little he was, and it is crazy looking back at these photos and looking at my little itty bitty baby. Bless you, Baba. A lot of people actually said to us that he looked like a portion doll because of how small he was. It is shocking how small he was. I sometimes get memories in my head of how small he was, and I just want my little baby back. And then we've got all the photos of when we were in Adelaide. So this was not even a day after we were out of hospital. This was my mum holding him. Then we've got a family photo of my stepdad, myself, and my mum, and of course Hunter. Then we've got his dad holding him at the hospital. This was the day we got discharged. I really wish I could show this photo, but I can't because, as I said, I'm not showing his face. But I don't know if you can tell by his eyebrows, he was just very grumpy. He did not want his photo taken, but I still took one because he was just the cutest. Here's me and Hunter one morning. This was the day after we got discharged, so that was our first morning together. His first outing, we went to Adelaide Zoo, which was actually a very good trip actually. Now, a lot of people may judge me for this, but it was his first greeting with a cat, and we made sure that the cat didn't get too close, but this was his first meeting with a cat, which was just adorable. Also, another one I wish I could show, but I'll just cover his face obviously. But this was a photo of him at the Adelaide Zoo with the tiger face, which was actually really cute. Excuse me. Not much more I can really show you. So yeah, that's all of them ones. Almost at the end, guys. Haven't got much more left. Now, as I said, if you do hear Hunter, he is only grunting, but he's just fighting sleep, as I said. Alright guys, as we get to the end, I've only got a couple more items to show. So, this is my orange book that I obviously got at the start of the pregnancy. I'll show you what is inside. So firstly, our badges or name bracelets, whatever you want me to say. This one was obviously mine, that went on my wrist. Then we've got Hunter's, like, just look how tiny they are. They are so small. And then this one was on his ankle. And then this one was just one that the parents are, the mums are given, so then they can identify that we're their baby's mum or parent. So those are the badges. Now, a lot of people get rid of theirs, but the babies they will obviously keep, and I've obviously decided to keep all of them, to be honest, because it's a memory obviously, and I will be keeping every kid that I have. So yeah, then I also kept my straps that went around my belly when they were doing like the heart monitor on him. So yeah, I actually had a couple of these. I had maybe I think I had like maybe 4, because I even got a set from Victoria when I had reduced movement, and yeah, I had to go to Victoria. Maybe something you don't want to see, but I've even kept his clamp and the skin that was attached to his umbilical cord, so I kept that. Just also for memories. A lot of people might think it's disgusting, but my mom did it. Obviously, mine didn't have what was left of me, left of my belly button. I've also got this was my hospital band the day that I went into hospital when I was 36 weeks pregnant and I went into preterm labor. So this was my hospital badge that I wore at Mount Gambier before I went to Adelaide. Now, technically, the hospital should have this, but they've got these already in their records and in my files. But I've got my pregnancy book. I got a copy of it. So, got all my records. And then, I don't know what this is, but it was, what is this? So yeah, that's one of the appointments I had. What's this? Oh yep, so that was something. Oh yep, that was also another record that I needed. And then we've got all my ultrasounds, which weirdly smell amazing for some reason, I don't know why. Now that one's empty, so I don't know what those ones were. What are these ones? Not them ones. That one's older, which I'll show in a second. What's this one? Older again. I'll show those ones also in a second. Alright, so I've obviously misplaced, sorry, I haven't misplaced, I've just put photos in the wrong one. Not that one. I need to find a better one that you can see. Alright, so here is a photo of my first ultrasound. So that is my first ultrasound, and I was 7 weeks and 6 days pregnant, which this is actually crazy to look at. It's, looking back at all these memories, it's absolutely crazy. Then my next one, I think it was these ones. Just give me a second. Sorry about that, my partner called me. And then my next one was 12 weeks, like big difference from 7 weeks. Like, I feel like that one there is the creepiest because obviously it's his skull and it's like, what the hell? So there's 12 weeks. Not that one. Alright, I'm starting to get confused. Sorry, guys. So that one's 12 weeks. So I've already showed those ones, so I don't need to do those ones. So that's 7 weeks. So 7. Oops, don't want to bend it. 7, 12. Okay, that one. And that one. What's this one? Alright. Then we've got my 7-week photos. Just trying to blur out that one. So there's 17 weeks. Obviously you can see, oops, do that so then you don't see the other ones. So obviously you can see baby's nose, head, body, There you go, better sideways, his mouth. Now obviously back then, oh wait, no, 17 weeks, sorry, we knew exactly what we were having because we found out at 10 weeks what we were having. So that's 17, so yep, I had the right one. Alright, so that was 17 weeks. This one's... Alright, so not that one, we need this one. Then this was my 20-week scan, so 20 week and 6 days. So that was a 3D one, so obviously you can see more features of him, which was very adorable to see. Hold on, making sure, yep. So you can see more of baby. And then these ones were my 32-week scan, which I'll try and show my best I can. So there's that one. Baby's mouth was open. Then we've got baby's nostrils and his lips. So yeah, that's how big it was. This one here is his heart. So yeah, obviously seeing this one was a lot more surreal. Like it felt more realistic that it was big. So yeah, those are all my photos that I have of him from when he was growing in my stomach. I've got all the photos from when he was also, but I'll find the ones back when I was 10 weeks. I'll just have to obviously blur out names if I've got them, but yeah, because those ones I didn't get printed out, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it didn't go too long because yeah, I've just noticed we're at 12 minutes on this one because I had to cut off before. Oh, hold on guys, so sorry, I reckon I do have the other photo, sorry. I think, what's this one? Oh no, that's 20 weeks. Alright, we don't have any more photos, guys. Oh wait, we might have actually. No, that's 20 weeks also. Yeah, I'm definitely not showing these ones because, yeah, that's got you know what in them. Alright, sorry, we've just found one. I just found a photo from 29 weeks and 3 days. He had a bubble. I call it his bubble. And then these were some things to measure my stomach with. So, yeah. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. So sorry if it took too long. But yeah, now I've got the fun part of putting it all back in its box. So if you want, like this video, subscribe, and I'll see you all for the next video. Bye guys.